This video is sponsored by POW Manga Mats. POW Manga Mats is a custom anime mat company that makes a unique card product unlike any other. You can have your own custom manga style mat made or browse through their selection on their social media pages, linked in the description box below. Use the promo code GORS10% to save 10% off of your orders. What's going on there, YouTube? It's Gors here, giving you guys another combo tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at rock skipping. This is a cool concept I have using Formode Skipper in Adamancipator. I've been playing Adamancipator since before it dropped in the TCG. I created the Facebook group about 2.5 years ago, and a lot of players have been in it for a while now. Some notable players have been in it, and I've always loved the deck. It's probably one of my favorite decks to play personally, and these are some pretty cool unique combos that I came up with using Formode Skipper. So this first one I'm going to show off is just using the Formode Skipper, and you don't hit any extenders off of your Adamancipator tuner monsters. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to summon out our Formode Skipper. Then we're going to use the effect of Formode Skipper to reveal a Sky Striker monster in our extra deck. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to link the Formode Skipper off. Then we have to link it into the other Sky Striker, so we're going to link it into Sky Striker Ace Kaina. This is going to activate the effect of our Formode Skipper in Graveyard, since it was used for a link material to search our deck for our Parallel Exceed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to link off the Sky Striker Kaina into our Hayate. And since the Hayate points at us, we get to special summon out our Parallel Exceed. This is going to give us the ability to summon another one from deck, and since they're both level 4s, we can overlay them into our Gallant Granite. So once we have the Gallant Granite, we're going to use its effect to search for our Adamancipator Researcher. Now this is why I think this is the most optimal way to play this deck at the moment, because it allows us to have the extra link material to make our Dagda. So we're going to summon out the Adamancipator Researcher, and then we're going to link Gallant Granite and Hayate off into Dagda. And now we can activate the Researcher, which is going to trigger Dagda to set Scythe from our deck. So most Adamancipator players already know about the Scythe lock, and this is just, in my opinion, a more optimal way to get to it. So we're going to resolve the Researcher, and in this example, I'm not going to summon the Doki Doki, just so I can show you how much you get just off of Formode Skipper. So this is just if you miss an Excavate. So we are going to link them off into our Crystron Halqifibrax, which is going to trigger his effect and summon out our Plague Spreader zombie. And then we'll pass our turn, banish the Halq, summon the Wonder Magician. Wonder Magician is going to pop our Scythe, and then we can synchro them into our Baron. So we have 2 turns our opponent is going to be locked out of their extra deck. This turn, because we used the effect of Scythe to lock them out of their extra deck, and then the following turn on the standby phase, we'll actually be able to keep going. So, because then we can bounce the Baron back and summon the Scythe. So it's 2 turns of our opponent not having an extra deck. So that's the first combo. Let's get into the next one. Alright, so for this next combo, this is Formode Skipper and Kawakimaru Supplier. So first thing we're going to do is summon the Skipper. Skipper is going to activate its effect to copy the Sky Striker name and attribute, and then we can link it off into the opposite one, which is going to trigger the Skipper. And that's going to search our deck for our Parallel Exceed. The next thing we're going to do is link off the Sky Striker again into the other Ace, which will allow us to summon out the Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed is going to summon another copy of itself, and they are both level 4, so once again we can make the Gallant Granite. Granite is going to activate searching our deck for Researcher, and then we are going to summon our Researcher. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to link those 2 off into our artifact Dagda, and then we get to trigger the effect of our Kawakimaru Supplier. Then we're going to use the effect of Dagda to set Scythe after we activate the Researcher. And in this example, I'm going to show you what happens when we do summon the Extender. You'll see here that I didn't opt for the Kawakimaru Guardian. You can if you want. I just wanted to see how much further we could go, but we ended up drawing Ash Blossom. So we're going to make our Crystron Halqifibrax, which is going to trigger its effect to summon out our Plague Spreader zombie. And then we are going to Synchro 6 into our Adamancipator Risen Raptite, which is going to activate its effect, and we're going to get another rock monster. And then we are going to use the effect of Plague Spreader to put the card we drew back. And then we will Synchro 8 into our Borreload Savage Dragon, which will use the effect of Supplier now, and then the effect of Savage Dragon to equip the Dagda and add the Guardian from deck to hand for follow-up. And then on our opponent's turn, we will do the Wonder Magician into Scythe play. So in this scenario, we ended up with the Raptite, which has the Wind monster in Graveyard. And then we also ended up with the Baron as well. So we had the Baron negate, the Scythe lock, a banish off Raptite, and a negate with Savage Dragon, which is kind of insane. Because like if we're playing something like Eldritch and they try to pop it, we can just use the Savage Dragon to negate, and then we can use the Raptite to banish their Eldritch when they try to summon it. So that's just off of Supplier and the Formud Skipper, which this is a pretty formidable board. Now, the next one I'm going to show you is with the most optimal hand you can have, and it's crazy. And I think I even miss a few mining effects as well. So let's get into the third combo and just show you guys how insane this build is. Alright, so this is the third combo. The third combo is, this is so insane, y'all. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is summon our Kawaki Mirror Guardian, which then we're going to use the effect of 1-for-1 to discard any monster and summon out our Formud Skipper from deck. And then we can use the effect of Formud Skipper again to do the Sky Striker play, search for our Parallel Exceed, and then link into the Kaina, summon the Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed is going to summon another copy of it from deck, and then we are going to overlay into Granite. Granite effect is going to search for Researcher, and then we accidentally added the Formud Skipper here in this replay, but that's okay because we put it back. And then we will special summon the Researcher and link off into Dagda, and we will use the effect of Dagda and Researcher to set Scythe and then Excavate 5. We ended up hitting the Dragite, and then we will put them down. Get the Dragite to draw a card, which is funny that we drew the Formud Skipper. And then we will use the Researcher and the Dagda to make Hulk. And we are going to chain Supplier, summon Supplier, and summon Plague Spreader from deck. Then we are going to sync into our Raptite. And then we are going to use the effect of Seeker. And we are going to summon another Supplier. We'll put these back. And then we are going to Synchro 10 into the Baron. You guys will probably be asking yourselves why that, but you'll see. It's because of an extra deck choice that I choose to play in this version. So now we'll summon out the Analyzer and put everything back. And then we will use Analyzer, and I think we miss here. And if we did hit, we'd have an even bigger board. We'd be able to summon another anything really. And then we will use the Guardian and the Analyzer to summon the Savage Dragon, which will equip the Dagda, and then we will use the effect of Plague Spreader to bring it back. And now we have the Plague Spreader zombie here, which on our opponent's turn, instead of going for Wonder Magician, we're going to go into Formula Synchron and draw one card. Then we're going to Synchro the Savage Dragon, the Plague, and the Formula into our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, which when this card is Synchro summoned for the rest of the turn, they can't activate card effects. So yeah, you're going to lose your Scythe, but at the end of the turn, Dagda's going to destroy it, and then it'll summon itself. And if we hit another tuner off this, we can go there, or we can pop it with Baron. If for whatever reason they're not dead, we can pop it in the monster zone with Baron and then summon it back on our opponent's turn during the standby phase and lock them out of their extra deck. So we lock them out of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For 2 turns, pretty much no matter which area we decide to go to. I really enjoy this version, and I'm going to show off the deck for you guys as well. So let's get into that. Alright y'all, so here is the deck profile for the deck as well. I really enjoy this list. It's been really awesome for me in testing. It's been crazy just being able to make the boards like you guys saw. I'd love to keep expanding on this idea. I think this deck has a very far way and a huge high ceiling for tech choices and what you want to play. I feel like this deck can make almost any synchro and link monster in the game. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to throw them in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out Pow Manga Mats and get your discount. But let's get into the deck. So we have the 3 Analyzer, the 2 Dragite, the 3 Researcher, and the 3 Seeker. Dragite because we have to find room for the 4-month skipper 1-for-1. So I opted to only play 2. So, and then we took the 1 side for our combo. 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Doki Doki, 3 4-month skipper, 2 Bell. The reason we're playing 2 Bell is because it is one of our small world bridges that we can take if we need to. So if we need to like bridge to 4-month skipper, this is the main ways that we do it. And then we have the 3 Guardian, 3 Supplier, 2 Hero, 2 Parallel Exceed, and 1 Lake Spreader Zombie. For the spell lineup, we have the 3 Adamancipator Signs, 3 Crossout Designator, 1 1-for-1, and 3 Small World. Small World is the most insane card in Adamancipator. If you're not playing this, like I highly recommend you do. To me, it's irreplaceable. This card's insane. And then the Crossout Designator is because in this version, if you don't open with the 1-for-1 in Kawaki Meru Guardian, you are pretty susceptible to hand traps. So, 3 Artifact Lancia in this side deck. This is so when we play against the Fluanderese decks, we can just guarantee that we see it, whether it's using Dagda or just using it from hand. 1 Pankratops, 3 Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of Red Reed. For the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Dragite, 1 Rat Type, 1 Baron Fleur, 1 Savage Dragon, 1 Crystal Wind, 1 Formula Synchron, 1 Archfiend King Calamity, 1 Wonder Magician, 1 Granite, Appaloosa, Dagda, Almirage for the Dragite Signs play, and also if we happen to open with the Parallel Exceed and Researcher and we miss off Researcher, then we can link the Researcher off into this, summon the Parallel Exceed, and try to continue from there. And then we played the 2 Sky Strikers for our 4-month skipper targets. The only one that's actually mandatory to play is either one that points to you. You can opt to play Shizuku so that you can put the water monster in graveyard, but it's honestly not really come up too much. If you wanted to play Leonite, you could play the Fire Sky Striker. It's really up to you. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. Really enjoy the deck. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and check out Paul Manga Mats in the description box below. This is Scores, signing off.